show you how to make those yummy protein muffins that I put on Facebook this week. So here we are, we've got all the ingredients ready to go. We're going to make a couple of different flavours. Okay, so the ingredients we're using today is egg whites. These I get from Woolies. They're about $4 something and equivalent to 16 egg whites. So no more wasting egg yolks. You can use this, it's perfect for that. We're using low-fat ricotta. It doesn't really matter which brand you use. I like this one, the texture of it's my favourite. Some mixed berries, frozen's fine. Some macro peanut butter. Some fresh dates. I've got different protein powders because I'm obsessed with protein powder. So I have so many flavours. You guys can use whatever flavour you got. It's up to you. Obviously, depending on what flavours you like. I've got strawberry, chocolate, and banana. Some shredded coconut. These are the dates. I'm going to use half quinoa flakes and traditional oats today for a combination. And I've got some banana as well to go with the banana flavoured protein. So let's start. Okay, so first I'm going to measure out the quinoa. It's just quinoa flakes. You can use whatever you like. You can get finer than this, but I've got this in the cupboard, so it's only you. So I just use half a cup of these in there. And then the oats. Now these are quite chunky, these ones, so if you want to blend them to make them, you know, more fine, I guess, for baking, then you can. But I don't mind having a bit of chunky oats in them today. So about half a cup of those as well. Then we're going to measure out the egg whites. Now with the egg whites, it says 2 big tablespoons is equal to 1 egg white. So I'm just going to add in 2, 3, and 4. So that's 2 egg whites. Then we're going to have scoop protein. Now I might wait and leave that because we're going to make a few different flavours today. So I'll put in the ricotta. So we're just going to weigh that out just on kitchen scales, whatever you've got. So a big scoop. We'll probably use all this, I'd say. So we'll just use the same scoop again. So there. A little bit extra. That's fine. I'll chuck that in. If you get to the end and the mix is a bit too sort of wet, then I would just add a little bit more oats, or if you're using buckwheat flour or quinoa, whatever you're using to mix it in, it doesn't really matter. You sort of just play around with it. I always play around with measurements, so it's hard when I try and put the recipe together online because I've mixed a million things in there. Also, I forgot to mention we're using baking powder. Just a teaspoon of it. This one's just from Coles. It's gluten-free. So if you're interested, I just throw that in there. 1 teaspoon. Also 2 tablespoons of water. See, this is looking a little bit too wet. So we're going to have to probably add a bit more oats to that. And because the oats weren't fine, we probably do need a little bit more. So we'll just get some water. So 3 big tablespoons of water. Again, that's going to make it even more sort of wet, so we're going to have to definitely add some more oats in, which is fine. So I just kind of play around with the measurements and see what it looks like. So again, you guys can do the same thing. We're going to add some shredded coconut, which will also make it not as wet. It'll be more of a dry mix. Now with this, I don't really have a measurement. I just kind of throw them in. Because these ones are chunky, they'll hold it together quite well. So I'm just mixing that in through there. So it's a nice little mix. There's a little bit of ricotta left, so I'm just going to use it all up. There's no point in keeping that tiny little bit left in the fridge. So as you can see, I just play around with the ingredients a little bit. And as you get used to making them, you can make them different each time and play around. Something might work better than what I do, so why not? Okay, so just a reminder, make sure you have the oven on. So I generally put on 170, 180. So make sure that's on while you're making it, so you can get that nice and hot and ready to go. So I've got some bowls, and what I'm going to do now that the main ingredients are in, I'm just going to take some of the mixture and put into separate bowls. So this way, you can see, this way we can sort of make different flavoured muffins. So the first one, I'm just going to throw in some blueberries. Measure them out if you feel like it. I mean, if you're going to make it just blueberry muffins or strawberry muffins, then I would say put half a cup and then the mixture that we've already done in the whole lot, and that will be great. So we'll just throw in a few. Then what we'll add is the strawberry proto whey. It's my favourite. It's absolutely amazing tasting protein. I've got all flavours. So just a scoop of that. That'll be quite strong, so I'd probably put a little bit less in if I were you, but I like mine quite strong flavoured. Now, seeing as it's getting a little bit too dry, what I would recommend is just putting a little bit of water. As I said again, you just want to play around with the ingredients a bit. You can tell by looking at it if it's not going to stick or if it's too dry, the mixture there. So that's the strawberry one. Then we'll get the berries out of the way. What I'm going to make in the next lot, I'm thinking banana and peanut butter muffins. So we've got the banana here. Chunky's fine, unless you want to, mash it up properly in a blender. I just generally smash it all around with my fingers. It's alright, I'm making them just for my family, so it's alright. So then we'll get some banana protein powder. I'm not going to put as much in as I did with the proto whey. So this is dimetized elite whey isolate, so it's quite a fine mixture compared to the proto whey. So I'll probably just put a little bit of a spoonful through there, and again just mix all that through. Then I use macro organic peanut butter. This one's just from Woolies. I do most of my shopping at Woolies, so just a big spoon of it. Generally I get freshly ground peanut butter and almond butter from the organic store, but I haven't got any at the moment because I've been overloading on it this week. So this is fine, I always have this in the cupboard, so that you could even use almond spread, I guess, with it. So there's the peanut butter one. Okay, so we've got two mixes left. What I'm going to make actually is a vanilla one, so I've got the vanilla protein out now. I'm going to make vanilla with a little bit of cinnamon and dates. So fresh ground cinnamon, organic, my favourite. Just a little sprinkle is fine. And then again with the protein powder, probably not as much as the berry, but it depends on what flavour you like. So just sprinkle it in. And then we're going to add some fresh dates in. Mix it in all around. So this will be an interesting little combo. A bit like scones, I suppose, but so mixing that in. Again, adding a little bit of water if you feel you need it in the mixes. So you want it to be kind of a little bit wet there. And then the last one, I'm just going to make chocolate. Everyone loves chocolate, so it's great having all these different flavoured proteins. I've got cafe, mocha, all sorts. So you can really play around with protein powder and make whatever kind of ones you like. So this one is just going to be your basic chocolate with a bit of coconut, and that's all. So, as I said before, you can make the whole mix with just whatever flavours you like. I'm just trying to show you today sort of some options and what you can make with it, and it's unlimited on what sort of flavours you can make. So we've got our mixes, as you can see. This one we need to add a little bit of water to so it sticks. And what I use for the tin is coconut spray. You can buy this in Woolies now as well. So Woolies is becoming quite good for all your organic macro things, also your healthy lifestyle sort of products. So this is great. We just spray the pans. So I'm going to make some little mini ones as well, because I think these are really cute. So these are kind of like the coconut ball ones I made this week as well. So, and then we've got our big muffin tray. So just spraying it in. This is really easy to use too. So coconut's great. It's a good fat which helps utilise the fats in your body and use them as energy. So we want to be using coconut oil and coconut butter and that sort of stuff for cooking. It also doesn't change once it gets heated, unlike other oils. Okay, so as you can see, we've cleaned up a little bit. We're going to now put the ingredients into the pan so we can get them in the oven and make them all nice and yummy and baked. So I just generally put them in. Doesn't matter really what size they are. They don't grow too much like other cakes and stuff. So there's our vanilla, cinnamon and date ones. So these are they look very much like scones here. So that's cool. So they're in there. Now the trick to it, if you do not fill all the tray, is to put a little thin lining of water in the other ones that don't have it, so there's no burning going on when it's in the oven. We might make the chocolate ones the mini ones. So now I'll put in the banana and peanut butter ones. These will be my favourite, I think. They're not really on my diet for my competition, so I won't be eating them, which is cool. Can't wait. After comp time, I'll be trying a lot of new recipes because then I can actually taste them before I give them to people. So my family are the ones that get to try out all my new recipes at the moment, which is cool. They're pretty happy with that. So there's all the peanut butter one with banana. They all have that coconut in them too, don't forget. And then the berry mix. So just chuck that in there. The berry's going to be quite strong because I put all that protein powder in there. So they'll be nice and berry flavoured. So in there. Trying not to get them on the tray because then it just burns when it's in there. So it looks like we're actually going to fit them all in quite nicely. I don't think we're going to fill the little tray, but we'll see how we go. So there we go, there's all those ones. So as you see, that mixture made quite a lot, which is cool. So then we've got the little mini ones. So this is just the chocolate one with the mix. So they can go in. I actually used Pet's one, which is a chocolate fat burning one. So these are little fat burning bites. Let's call them that. So it's just got the chocolate protein powder with the coconut mix like the other ones. So there we go. All in there. So it's made quite a good little mix actually with all that. So there's a little bit of extra low fat ricotta, probably about, I'd say maybe 30-40 grams extra to what I would put on the sheet, and obviously we added some more of the oats and things because there was more ricotta. So there's the mixes, they're all in there. Just add that little extra bit there. Now as I mentioned before, adding water to the tray so that they don't burn when they're in the oven. So I'll just get some water, because by filling that, I mean it may not, but I don't take the risk. This is what my mum taught me when I was a little baker, back when I was a little kid. So I just fill them that way. It gets quite hot though, don't forget when you're pulling them out that you've got the water in there or you may burn yourself. Alright guys, they're ready to go, they're in the trays, so I'm going to place them in the oven now and they're going to bake for about 15 minutes and then we'll be back to check them out. Okay, so they've all cooled down, we've pulled them out of the tins, so we've got our little balls here, so the little baby muffins, and then the strawberry ones, the peanut butter with banana and the dates. Now as you can see, the strawberry ones, we probably put a few too many berries in, so they've gone a little bit soft. So next time probably not as many berries, but apart from that they look delicious.